actually going to go palm up. I'm gonna go for a 10, but if I feel like at any time I need to drop that weight, I have an 8 right here, just to swap that out quickly if I need to. So go ahead and start your watch for me. We're gonna be doing this upper body, lower body combination today. So we'll be primarily working on quads and hamstrings through those movements, always hitting the glutes, okay? So we'll get that in as well. Go ahead and make sure you have some water set aside, and we're gonna get started on this warm up. What I want you to do is we're gonna go into a single leg deadlift. So right leg, we're gonna lift it up and pin forward, and then just stand back up, keeping those hips square to the ground and back up. Now, if you do lose your balance like I just did a little bit, that's okay. We're working on that stability on that stationary side, and we're just getting that hip hinge, single leg movement, which we will get a little bit of in the workout, but we're actually going to have the leg planted on the floor the entire time. So one more time here, and I'm going to have you go ahead and just go to the other leg, okay? So just slightly different angle, and we're lifting that heel, trying to keep those hips square and not opening up towards the side of your rim. That chest is going to be coming straight over the floor. Eyes are looking in the same direction as your chest. You don't want to be looking forward with that chin coming forward, creating that curve in your neck. And if you lose your balance, just reset. Okay, let's bring it up. So what I want you to do here, we're going to go arms up. You're going to alternate, tap those knees, lifting the knees up nice and high, making sure you're getting nice and tall, chin retraction, not forgetting to breathe. Now remember, through the work, we're going to work one whole side of the body, and then we will swap sides about halfway through. Now I'm going to have you release. We're going to reach forward. I want you to just bend those elbows back and bring the hands forward. Now when you do that, we're going to alternate heel, kick towards the butt, opening up the chest, and kick your booty. We get the entertainment of seeing the dogs behind me playing. Keep that breath going. Open up. We're going to go one more each leg and release. Now what I want you to do, just 5 times, we're going to reach it up above and take the hands down to the ground here. Bend those knees if you need to. 2 more times. And 1 more. All right. Release. Go ahead and grab your one weight. We'll start off on your left side. So, left hand with your weight, left leg. We tap that foot back. So, let me show you this way. Tap that foot back. Your right leg is forward. We're going to hinge here. So flat back, hinging over that front knee. Push up, squeeze the glutes on your left leg coming up. Exhale and lift. You should feel that on the opposite. So that leg that's forward, that's the glutes we're pushing into. feeling that deep contraction on the opposite side as well, and hamstrings. So we're gonna go one more hip hinge here. Now, what you're gonna do is bring both feet parallel, rotate that palm away from your body. We're gonna go into a hip hinge, both feet parallel. You're gonna reverse grip row, okay? So that elbow just glides back by the rib cage and then we lower back down. Slightly different than if our palm was towards the midline, right? So just keep that reverse grip row. Nice exhale as we lift. Squeezing that shoulder blade to the middle of your back. One more time. Okay, so let's add those two movements together. You want that left leg back. Palm is going to go ahead and rotate outward. We're going to hinge forward, reverse grip row, lower, and lift, keeping those feet in place. Hinge and pull that elbow back. Nice exhale as you lift that weight. Keeping that exhale through that movement, coming to stand if you can. All the way up. One more time here. Whew. All right, good. Even though I have only a 10, that really I feel work in my arm there as well. So what we'll do is we will hold that weight just by your side, and you're gonna step back with that left leg and open that foot up to the side. The other foot stays facing forward. This is your diagonal lunge. We bend that back leg, hinging over, lift that front toe, okay? Now, push off and step forward, coming together. We're gonna repeat that. Step it back, hinge, push off, nice and tall. Let that toe on the front leg lift. Getting a stretch in your hamstrings on that stationary foot, okay? Nice exhale, coming back up. So let's go one more back. And now, what I'm gonna have you do, we're gonna hinge over again. Your palm faces towards the back side this time. Lift that arm up. Palm towards the ceiling, straight arm. Just a little bit different movement for the tricep. Nice exhale lift. One more. Woo. All right, release and come up. Now, we're gonna add that with the diagonal lunge. So I'm gonna stand just a little bit sideways for you here. We're gonna open up that left side. Diagonal, go into your tricep, push, and then we come back up. Palm to the ceiling, pushing back forward. All right, so hinge into that diagonal lunge and lift that arm back behind you. Palm to the ceiling. Whew. We're definitely hitting some different angles. Let's go back one more. And then what I like to do, you can give your arm a little rest if you need to, is I want to add that from the top. Okay? So, left leg, tap it back. Palm rotates away from your body. We're going to hip hinge here. Reverse grip row. Bring it up, go to your diagonal, and then palm up to the ceiling, step it back. Hip hinge, row. diagonal, palm goes up towards the ceiling, back to your hip hinge. Notice I'm stepping back into that hinge, lowering into it, pull that elbow back, step forward, go to diagonal, palm up to the ceiling, back to your hip hinge, row, diagonal, push that arm back. Okay. Learning these combinations together, keeping your form, slow it down if you need to. Push through, diagonal here. One more time. Diagonal and tricep push. Okay, so anytime you need a release on that side, feel free to release. Now what I want you to do is we're gonna go both feet together and just do a hip hinge. So get that chin retraction. We're nice and tall. We push the hips back. Both feet push into the floor and we raise up. Keeping that chest directly over the floor as we hinge forward and our eyes are looking in the same direction as our chest. Nice flat back. We're not rounding to try to get further. You're feeling that stretch in your glutes and your hamstrings. This time we're doing both legs together. So one more time. Now, I'm gonna let you get into a hinge position, but we're not gonna go really low into it, okay? So we hinge forward. This time our palm faces the middle of our body, so your thumb is pointing away. We're gonna go into a reverse slide. Elbow slightly bent, or if you feel like this is more straining your neck, then you go elbow up to like a wide row, okay? Whichever one works for you. Nice exhale as you lift. One more lift out to the side. And we raise up. Now we're adding those two together. So flat back, hinge forward, reverse fly, lower, press through and come up. Exhale as you lift. Go into that wide elbow out if you need it, okay? Hinge forward, reverse fly. Exhale. I'm just gonna turn a little bit, bring it out to the side. We're trying to get that weight just level with your shoulder. If you need to bring it lower, listen to your body and take it lower if you need to, okay? Push your butt back behind you. Get that stretch. Always remember, you can bend that elbow out to the side or you can drop to a lighter weight. That's okay. All right, so let's get this last one. Release. Feel free to pause if you need to get a sip of water. We're gonna add this all the way from the top and then we'll be done with your left side, okay? So that's the fun part of this, is that we get all one side and then we move on to the next side just in time when we feel like there's major exhaustion on that side and we feel like we can't do anymore. All right, so this is a lot of upper body, maybe not so much feeling it on the lower body, but we'll see in a day or two if you're super sore. All right, so let's kickstand that left leg. Palm faces forward, pull that elbow back. We step up, go to diagonal with your tricep push. Then both feet, deadlift, reverse fly, back up. Kickstand your leg, row, diagonal to tricep, and then both feet, deadlift to reverse fly. Back to your hip hinge, reverse lift, row, diagonal, tricep, straight arm, deadlift, reverse fly, back to kickstand, reverse grip, and diagonal. Oops, tricep, back to deadlift, in reverse. We're halfway through, row it, diagonal, tricep here, deadlift, reverse fly, All right, hip hinge, reverse grip. Back to diagonal. Straight arm back. Deadlift, reverse fly, and hip hinge, palm out. Pull it back, diagonal, palm goes up towards the ceiling. Deadlift, reverse fly. Back up, hip hinge, reverse grip. We have one more after this. Deadlift, reverse fly. Last round, kickstand, row. And diagonal, tricep lift, and deadlift, reverse it. We come up out of that, release to the other side. You guys are doing amazing. Okay, now we're on your right side. Because we're just doing lower body and we get a break on the left side, we're gonna go right into it, okay? So your right leg, kickstand back. We have that position. You can go ahead and rotate that palm away from you if you want. You're gonna hip hinge forward, pushing up, squeezing your glutes. Now even if you rest your hand on that front thigh, you just don't want to push off, okay? So it's just a gentle tap. You're using your glutes to help you come up. And most importantly, we don't feel this in the low back. Nice exhale as we lift. Last one. All right, so here we're gonna come up, both legs, feet parallel. We're gonna hinge forward, and you're gonna go into a reverse rib row. So just glide that elbow back by the rib cage. Notice my hand across my back here. My elbow is kind of gliding back towards that hand, and my shoulder blade, I can feel that retraction coming towards the spine. Nice exhale. Just one more time here for me. All right, good. You can just come up and release. Notice whenever I come up, I bend my knees slightly and push, helping my glutes to engage and get that lift in, okay? So let's rotate that palm away from us. We're gonna step back on that right leg and hip hinge. So you actually can step back and lower and then row, and then we come up, keeping that foot in place. Remember, we get a good stretch in that leg on the glute side, that the leg is in front. Squeeze as you come up. Nice exhales. Don't forget to breathe. Last one. All right, we lift and come up. Now, we're gonna open up that right leg, hips face to the side, and then you lower into it going into that diagonal lunge, and then we press forward. So it's almost like you're facing me and then you're going to the side, lowering into it and coming up. I'm just standing at a different angle so you can see. And then remember, you can pick up that toe on that front leg. It'll help you lower down a little bit more, getting that hamstring stretch in that stationary leg. Exhale as we come up. So one more back. All right. You're gonna rotate that palm out towards your back. You're gonna lower hip hinge, and we're gonna lift that arm and then lower. Okay, so if you need to modify, you modify by how far you lift or this size weight. So if you need a lighter weight, definitely grab it. One more lift. Okay, we release and come up. If you need to, just roll out that shoulder. You can. And then we're going to go diagonal lunge to that tricep lift, okay? So, open up, diagonal, push that arm up towards the ceiling. Palm lift up towards the ceiling, okay? Good exhale. Lift that arm up. It gets a little bit easier whenever we break it down into two movements added together. We get a little bit of a break with that upper body, especially when we do it repetitively, back to back, and you can really feel it, and then we break it up. Whoop. You can tell I'm challenging myself, lose my balance just a little bit. So we're gonna go one more time here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add from the top. So we have 4 exercises we're putting together. So we want that palm facing away. You're gonna kickstand your leg, hip hinge with that reverse grip row. We step through, open to diagonal, rotate that palm to the ceiling, come back, kickstand, rotate the palm out and row. Back up, diagonal, palm to ceiling, kickstand, row, and diagonal, palm to ceiling. Back to your kickstand, diagonal lunge, tricep lift, kickstand it, and row. Back to diagonal, lift that palm up, diagonal row. Whoops. Wrong. Hip hinge, reverse grip row. Now, diagonal lunge and tricep lift. I was trying to add things together. I was just trying to see if you were paying attention. Last one. Back to your diagonal lunge, palm up. Okay, so feel free to grab a sip of water here. We have one more set of exercises. Then we add it all together again, okay? So we have both feet parallel. We're getting into that chin retraction. Glide that chin straight back, lifting the chest, feeling the core engage. We push those hips back. Flat back, coming forward. Squeeze the glutes, lifting. This is your little breather, okay? We slow down. We get the movement. We get our form. And even though we're still moving, you can catch your breath, okay? We're gonna go one more, nice flat back, and release. Okay, so what I want you to do here is we turn that palm to the midline, thumb is facing out away from the body. We're going to hinge forward just a little and then lift that arm out to the side. You want a good exhale lifting. Remember, elbow out to the side and elbow leads if you need that, okay? Or always drop step that weight. Exhale, lift it up. You should feel your core helping you to stabilize. We're going to lift up one more time and release. Okay, so we can add those two together. Deadlift to that reverse fly. All right, feet are parallel, hips go back behind you. We reverse fly, lower that weight and stand all the way back up. Nice exhale as we take that weight up. And lift. Again, bend that elbow out to the side if you need it. Guess it's a good thing I have a little bit of a breeze today. It's been super cloudy here, so I'm happy to see the sun has come out. our back. Backs of our arms are working as well. Okay, so we go right into this hip hinge, just on your right side, palm faces out. Remember, we're gonna lower down and step out of this one, okay? So step it back, reverse grip, row. We come up to diagonal, then palm rotates back to the ceiling. We come up, both feet are parallel, and you go into your reverse grip. That was one entire combo. Step it back, hip hinge again. Reverse grip, row. Go to diagonal, palm lifts up. Back to parallel, reverse grip. And step it, hip hinge, row. Diagonal, palm lifts up. Back to hip hinge, reverse grip, fly, and then hip hinge, row, diagonal, palm up to the ceiling, deadlift, we go reverse fly, back to hip hinge, row, and diagonal, palm lifts up, back to deadlift, reverse fly, and we're halfway through, hip hinge, diagonal, tricep lift, deadlift, reverse fly, and hip hinge again. Under grip with that row, diagonal, palm goes up, hip hinge, reverse fly, back to your hip hinge, row, and then diagonal, palm lifts up, deadlift, reverse fly, and hip hinge. I believe this is it, you guys. Diagonal, palm lifts up, and then your deadlift, reverse fly, lower it down, drop that weight, grab a sip of water if you need it. All right, 200 calories down. If you feel like I've got this workout down, I feel like I could maybe go a little bit heavier, feel free to do that the next round. Keep track of your weights that you're using, or take a mental note of what you're using for this workout today, and then you'll be able to slowly increase your strength, maybe increase how quickly you're going as you get used to your form and whether you're feeling it correctly and you're not feeling any strains, especially in the neck. And so take care of that first, okay? So what we're gonna do here is I want you just simply to step your right leg back. Right arm is going to reach over. We're going to hold here. Now, if you want to, you can come forward a little bit with that front leg. Bend into that front leg. Keep the back leg straight. And then reach over. Hold into the stretch. We're lengthening. So feel the back of the arm. Feel the outside of the shoulder here. Your lats even stretching. And reaching over. Now this back leg, it's the front side you're feeling it on. Hip flexors and quads. You may even feel coming down to your obliques and your QLs here in the low back. We're going to slowly bring that arm down, step that back leg in, and then we'll swap to the other side. Reaching over. Bend into it if you need more of a stretch. Reaching over to the side. Nice deep breath into that rib cage that's open. Lengthening, pushing those fingers away from the body. And we come down and step it in. Now, I want you to take your arm across your chest. Bring it in. We're almost done. Opening the back side. Get the scapula to open up and stretch the back side of the shoulders. Now I want you to release and bring that other side over. Nice deep breath in. Let everything out. Whether this is an amazing start to your day or the middle of your day, or you're ending your day with this workout, you are doing great things for your body. body. You're having those intentions set for how you're going to get that energy flow going, help you to sleep at night a lot better, and help you to just overall feel that energy as you're improving your wellness and your health. So have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions.